Good afternoon, everybody. It's Shalina from That Kinder Girl, and I thought that I would sit down with you real quick before I leave school today and just do a quick video that I saw on Jennifer from Genuine Teaching yesterday. She sat down with Charlotte from Apples and Tiaras, and they did the teacher tag. So I printed off the questions, and I've got them right here. So I thought that I would go ahead and answer those questions, kind of give you guys a little bit of information about myself. I'm in the process of doing my first weekly vlog. So I have the rest of today and tomorrow to do that. So hopefully that'll be up hopefully by the end of the week, maybe Monday. I'm not sure. Just depends on how the weekend goes. Don't really have much planned, but maybe I can get it up tomorrow night or Saturday. So I just thought real quick I'd go through these questions and kind of give you guys a little bit of info and a look into who I am and how long that I have been doing what I do. So start with question number 1. How long have you been teaching? What grades have you taught? Tell us a little bit about your background. Well, we can start. I graduated from the University of North Florida in 2005 in December. I did an internship in 4th grade as my student teaching, and after graduating I went right into the classroom starting in January in a 4th grade classroom. After that, my principal at that time moved me down to, I have a big white hair just sticking up right here. Do you guys see that? That's when you know you're getting old, and I just can't. There we go. Okay, so my principal at the time moved me down to kindergarten, thought that would be a better fit for me. So my second year I was a kindergarten teacher that year, and after my second year I moved out of the public schools and into a private school for my 3rd year. I taught at a private Christian school and taught 1st grade that year. After that year, my family and I relocated to Tennessee, and it took a couple of years for me to get a full-time teaching position. I was hired into the school system as an assistant and worked as an instructional assistant in 4th grade and kindergarten, and I did a few interims for a few maternity leaves and sick leaves. I was in a 1st grade classroom, a 2nd grade classroom, and then a kindergarten classroom. And then 7 years ago, I was placed permanently in the position that I'm in now, which leads us into question 2. What do you currently teach? Currently, I am a kindergarten teacher, and I teach at Westview School. Question 3, what is your school mascot? Well, we are the Westview Volunteers, so in keeping with the volunteer theme, the Tennessee Volunteers mascot is Smokey the dog. So our mascot is a puppy similar to Smokey, and his name is Rocky. Question number 4, how many students are in your class this year? Currently I have 19 students, which is a normal class size for us. Normally we run about 18 to 20, so this year I have 19, and it's a good class size for me. You know, we'd always like to have less students so that we have more time to work one-on-one with them, but you know, that's not always the case. So 19 I think is a pretty manageable number. Number 5, what is your ideal class size? I've had years where I've had 15, 16 students. Good days are when you have 5 or 6 students absent and you may get down to 12 or 13, but I guess 16 would be a good number for kindergarten, where you can have 4 groups of 4 on your stations and your center time. So groups of 4 is really a good number to have. So maybe 16 would be my ideal class size. Let's see, question number 6, what is your favorite drink at Starbucks? Well, I don't really go to Starbucks all that often because where I live I don't have one available to run through the drive-thru, and with 2 children under the age of 3 I cannot just get out and run in first thing in the morning. So usually I go to Dunkin' Donuts, or we have a small coffee shop close by called Creamy Cup, and they've got awesome, wonderful coffee, but it's a little more expensive than If I go to Starbucks, I usually get an iced caramel mocha latte or an iced caramel coffee with cream and sugar, and that's usually my drink of choice no matter where I go. Number 7, what is your favorite online resource? I have an app on my phone that the state of Tennessee has put out. with our Tennessee standards. And if you just type into the App Store Tennessee standards, it'll come up. And it is a wonderful app that you can just go on, type in your grade level, type in what subject you're looking for, and it will bring up all of your standards right there. And it's wonderful when you're on the go, if you're lesson planning away from home, if you're set up at Panera or somewhere with your computer, and or somewhere that doesn't have Wi-Fi, that you can just go on your phone and find all your standards that are right there at your fingertips. So that's one of my favorites. And then, of course, resources as far as Teachers Pay Teachers, and places that you can just find freebies that you can use in the classroom are wonderful. Pinterest is a great online place as well, and that may not be what you're looking for as far as an answer for online resource. Of course, I use some other search engines and things. I also love my Google Classroom, Google Docs, where I can lesson plan at school on my PC and not have to worry about a jump drive or anything to save it, and it's just right there in my email, and I can go home to my Mac and pull up my lesson plans or whatever it is that I'm using in the classroom, and it's all right there and it's all readily available. So Google Docs is a wonderful, wonderful online resource. Number 8, can you describe your perfect classroom? I don't know. Perfect classroom. I mean, I absolutely love the room that I'm in. A perfect classroom as far as setup would be a place that's got just room for your kids to move freely, a place for your kids to be able to work where they want to work. I do have chairs in my classroom, and I do like chairs when I need a little bit more structure, because at times in kindergarten you do need that structure for them to be able to sit and work quietly. But my tables that they sit at, there's only 4 of them. My other tables around the room don't have chairs. So just an environment that's just inviting, a classroom that's just not too overwhelmed with decorations, but that's beautiful and colorful and inviting for littles is just the perfect classroom. The bonus is, can you describe your perfect school? I just think a school with a good teacher morale is the best place to be, and I know you're not going to find a school where every teacher wants to be at their job every day, but that's where it says describe your perfect school. The perfect school would have fully staffed with people that are just ready to go above and beyond for their kids every day. I know that in a perfect world, you're not going to have a place where everybody gets along, but it would be nice, and it would be just a better place to work. Administration being around and being available when you need it, and just being encouraging and helping when help is needed and necessary, and that would be the perfect place to work. Let's see. Number 9, what is your favorite part about teaching? And then what is your least favorite part about teaching? My favorite part about teaching is being able to see the excitement on the kids' faces when they learn something new. This year, my kids have really gotten into schema and what schema is, and we've also talked about how not always everything that we learn is part of our schema, and how we've added that new information. And I've just been amazed over the last couple of weeks when we read a book and they just all of a sudden they're like, oh, that's new information, and let me add that to my schema. And I just think that's just the most amazing part, when they send you the I love you notes and the pictures that they draw. And I have one this year. She's a fellow colleague's daughter, and she goes home and she pretends to be me at home, and that's just the most wonderful form of flattery, I guess, is just knowing that they enjoy you so much that when they go home they want to pretend that they are you. So my least favorite part about teaching, I guess, would just be all of the paperwork and time that has to go into it. Like I've already explained, I am a mom. I have 2 children I have a 1-year-old, and I have a little one that's about to turn 3 in about 2 weeks. And the time that it takes away from them is probably my least favorite thing about the job. The days that I have to stay late, or the nights that I have to come back for after school activities, or the weekends that I have to spend sitting on the computer doing lesson plans, or making activities, or phone calls or texts to parents when I should be spending time with my children in the evening. That's probably the hardest part of the job. And number 10, what is some advice that you would give to a beginning teacher or someone who is thinking about going into teaching or someone who is already teaching? Make sure you have a passion for it. Make sure that it is not just something you're going into because you think it's going to be easy, because it's not an easy job. This is not a job that you can leave at 3 o'clock or 4 o'clock or whatever time it is that you're able to go. You take these kids with you when you go home. You dream about your job. You dream about these kids. You worry about these kids. It is very true what they say, that these children become your kids, and no matter how many years have passed and no matter how many years it's been since they've been in kindergarten, when they walk down the hall, they're still your kids, and you still think about them and you still worry about them and wonder, are they going home and getting a good meal tonight? Are they sleeping well? Do they have other things to think about, when they're not at school? And it's not an easy job. It's not an easy way out for your career if you're truly passionate about it. And I would just say, make sure it's what you're called to do. Make sure it's what you're passionate about. Make sure it's what you enjoy, because if you don't enjoy it, it's not going to be worth it to put all that time into your education, to have a job with so much on you if you don't enjoy what you're doing. So that would be my advice. I hope you guys enjoyed my video. I'll try to get this up as soon as possible, and hopefully this afternoon. It is 3:05 now. I'm leaving a little bit early today. I'm leaving a mess all over because as you can see, my whole desk is a mess. My table's a mess. I didn't even drink my coffee today. But I'm leaving all of this today because I have a dentist appointment at 4 p.m. So I'm going to head out. I'll come in early and get all this cleaned up tomorrow. And I will see you guys in the morning.